What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves, having a great day. It's a beautiful Sunday today, and we got some stuff to talk about. We got Bucks and Suns Game 5. It was over and done with. Space Jam 2 dropped, and we had Red Sox versus Yankees. But let's dive into Space Jam first and foremost. Before I say anything about it, I have not watched the movie. Quite honestly, at least right now, I don't plan on watching it, at least in the immediate future. And from what everyone is saying, people don't like it. But, I mean, the box office numbers would say otherwise. Last time I checked, it was up, I believe, 32 million alone in the box office, and it struck number one, overthrowing Black Widow. Black Widow's a movie I need to head to the theater to watch, actually. But there's so many shows I gotta get caught up on. I need to get caught up on Loki. I know the final episode for that finished up this past Wednesday, and I know I've been on my anime grind. Let me just say this: I feel my best investment of 2021 was most definitely getting a Funimation account. No sponsor, nothing like that, but that was maybe my best and my greatest investment, at least of the year, anyway. And I guess pretty close second is the fact that I finally got a new computer. It's very, very, very happy time in my life. I guess I should say. But yeah, going back to Space Jam 2. The issue with everyone, I feel everyone's issue is they're not appreciating the movie for what it is. It's a kid's movie, and B, it's not, it's not really supposed to be taken all that seriously. Hence the reason being it's a kid's movie. And you'd be seeing 40-year-olds, and I guarantee you people like Skip Bayless would be, oh man, the Monstars had no chance against Jordan, but then they had to go to overtime with LeBron or whatever, because I believe I've kind of seen it spoiled for me, bits and pieces, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, because again, I'm not too worried about the movie in the first place. You're not supposed to take it too seriously. It's supposed to be made for kids. That's the whole point. So if it doesn't make sense, it's wacky. Like if you're gonna light up LeBron because of his acting chops, like, get out of here. Of course, he's a better basketball player than he is an actor. So I'm never gonna be. I'm not even. There's no reason to critique it. Look, if you want to compare it to the original one, fine. But then again, there's no GOAT debate to be made because of that. Oh, Jordan had a better movie. The damn movie's only been out for 2 days. 2 days. Come on, man. It's just nuts. Enjoy the movie for what it is, or just don't watch it. All right. That's not what you go to the movies for, to start critiquing films just because LeBron's in it. And even then, the fact that it hit number one at the box office, even if you hated it, I mean, hey, you're helping that revenue grow. So LeBron's enjoying your money. But yeah, I remember watching the first one, and it doesn't really matter to me how the movies are. You just enjoy the movie for what it is, and you just have fun with it. It's not meant to be taken too seriously. Long story short. But I'd always do like I always can use a little bit of Don Cheadle in my life. I don't know why the fuck I said that. But since we're on the topic of basketball, Game 6 is, I believe, Monday or Tuesday. But Game 5 was just last night, and the Suns weren't looking so hot, man. And I do find it a little bit demoralizing that you lose in front of your home crowd and you weren't able to get any momentum back for the most part. Now you're going into Game 6 in Milwaukee, and at this point, this is the most adversity that the Suns could face at this point in time. Obviously, it's a high pressure situation. The fact that you got to now steal a game in Milwaukee to get it back into Phoenix, and many people have said that they're not coming back to Phoenix. The Suns have played their last game in Phoenix in this series because people are calling it Bucks in 6. And it hasn't really been. Yesterday really made it a series because, as the old saying goes, the road team, first team that went on the road, and that's when it really starts to become a series, I should say, then when the road team steals a game. So now it's up to the Suns. If the Suns wins in Game 6, then I feel they'll take Game 7. but they need to find somebody to step up a little bit more, because Chris Paul, he's done his thing, maybe not the last couple of games, and Booker has been doing his thing, even though he's kind of been fishing for fouls and whatnot. Again, I haven't really been able to watch as much as the series as I would like to, but all I know is Giannis is popping off, and now that you have Middleton and Holiday going on a little bit of a tear. I believe Holiday had, I think, 23 points at the half, and then Giannis started cooking up, and then Middleton was starting to do his thing. When Middleton's consistent, this is what people say, when Middleton's consistent, he's top 15. That's what somebody said on Twitter. But my thing is, when you say when somebody's consistent, no, people who are top 15 players are consistent all the time. Not know, oh, he had 40 points this game, and then you see him the next night out and he has 5 or 12. No, it's when you put up 50 and then you put up an average night, maybe 20, 23. You can't go from putting up 30 something and then go and shoot 2 of 12 from the field the very next game on a regular basis. That's even, no matter how good your highs are, if those lows, you're not going to be considered a top 15 player, because the top 15 players aren't going to be inconsistent. You can't use that terminology. Chris Middleton, again, like I said before, he's a good player. And Drew Holiday, there's a reason he brought him in. And I know I said before, if he wasn't playing good this series, or he had a bad finals, the contract was going to look like a wash. Right now, it's not looking so much of a watch. It just looks more and more like a smart move. And people are going to critique it either way. People will be a lot more ready to critique that contract if they were to lose, or would be in a bad spot if they were down 3-2. But now they got a chance to clinch in Milwaukee, and I find it very hard for the Suns to bounce back unless they play some beautiful, beautiful basketball, and maybe hope that they can kind of silence the fans in that regard. I know Booker, I don't believe Booker will have a bad night, at least not. I feel like he's ready for it. I'm really more worried to see what Chris Paul is going to do, or what Chris Paul will do. And I'm not going to start critiquing their offense and what they should do, this, that, and the other, because they already have, there's plenty of people who can do that for everyone, and that's what ESPN's for, pretty much, and all these other debate shows and all that, just saying, oh, get the ball to Ayton, get the ball to Booker, you need to give this person the ball in this situation. It's about how you face adversity is how you become championship winners. But yeah, we just got to see if the Suns can face adversity and kick the door. I'm trying to use a very terrible metaphor, or pretty much they just need to go and steal a game so they can try and win in Game 7 in Phoenix. And I'm still, I wouldn't say rooting for the Suns, but I still would like to see the Suns win, just to see another team win their first championship. And I mean, hey, everybody is rooting for Chris Paul to win, but hey, and I actually, just wrapping up on that point, I find it funny, and somebody brought this to my attention. I find it funny that you've seen players go crazy on Twitter and Instagram for a player having a big night, or when Kevin Durant hit that three that wasn't a three and it went to overtime, and you had not even Giannis, because it's about Giannis, but you see guys like, oh, Trae Young, people were giving Trae Young his props, and then if a player goes down, you just see all these celebrities and all these guys going crazy on social media, hyping up players. You don't see anybody do that for Giannis. No, none of the old head players, none of his peers, nothing like that. At first, I was thinking that was kind of how I guess Giannis would like it, because Giannis, again, doesn't want to really hang out and work out with other players and stuff. And like he said before, he wants to keep to himself. He doesn't want to look to be buddy with everybody like that. But then also, somebody brought to light that people were probably more rooting for Chris Paul, and I don't know. People were saying Chris Paul top point guard of all time, and I feel that's not going to change. It's just gonna look real bad. Like, it's just gonna be very heartbreaking to see on his resume that he made it to one finals near the end of his career, and he wasn't able to capture that elusive championship. And again, it sucks. Again, if that's the possibility, because again, the series isn't over. But hey, I would say plan. If it was an alternate universe, that would just look bad. And who knows? Maybe that becomes a reality. We still gotta wait and see. Do I think it goes 7? It all depends how they play Game 6, and yeah, that's kind of an easy way of putting it. But I would say it's either the Bucks are gonna win Game 6. Bucks are gonna be either get crowned champions Game 6, or the Suns getting crowned champions Game 7 if it goes that far. That's what I'll put. If so, either they're not coming back to. I still got Suns, but Suns in 7, but they got to really start. They got to turn it up Game 6 if they really want to keep that, because I don't think Bucks win in 7. So I would say they're going to try their hardest to end the series in 6, and that should make for a very interesting game, maybe even more intense than Game 5 again, because it's going to be that huge sense of urgency, being the series could almost be done. And I feel, and in terms of the question, if Giannis wins a championship, he's a top 3 player in basketball. I would say if the Bucks win the championship, Giannis is the MVP. Would I say he's a top 3 player in basketball? He's definitely top 5. I'm not sure about top 3. It all depends, but I feel that's what a lot of people are going to say if the Bucks end up winning the championship in 6, I should say. But we got to just wait and see on that note. But I know that Milwaukee crowd's about to be nuts out there, because Green Bay is like these. That's the thing about these small market teams, and not even Green Bay, because I was about to bring up the Packers, but the fact that these small market teams, keep in mind, either their NBA team, their MLB team, NFL, hockey, whatever. Most of these small market teams, that's the only thing they have. In terms of the Bucks, that's really the thing that they got going for them right now. Because like I said, okay, so Green Bay, the Packers are 2 hours away from Milwaukee, and they still have the Brewers. That the Brewers are playing great. They're playing great baseball, and they'll be ready to get rocking when the postseason rolls around in October. And granted, they don't fall off the cliff, which I don't think they will. Their pitching's way too good. But right now, that's what makes it fun about watching small market teams in the finals, because you see a bit more, not urgency, but a bit more passion compared to other places, you know? But either way, the finals is still the finals, so that gives it that elevated circumstances. But you already know that building's about to be shaking. So Game 6 should be fun. Maybe not if you're a Suns fan or a Bucks fan. Being able to watch it without any stress is probably the one good thing about maybe your team either missing out on it or not making the playoffs at all. But the problem is you want to get that feeling because you want to see your teams do well. But hey, on to Game 6. Now, talking about fans, it was Red Sox versus the Yankees yesterday, and they called the game because of thunderstorms, and then I saw a video making the rounds. It was another damn fan throwing shit at players. And just to put in more context, Alex Verdugo got hit in his back by a fan who threw a baseball at him. And that just sucks to see. And I'm not even a Yankees fan. I mean, granted, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I'm like, hey, man, you can't be doing that. But it's more, it doesn't matter what a fan you are or what team you run with, what team you root for. You don't do that, man. And then the thing is, not everyone, like, obviously now people are way more professional, and the outlier to it was Ron Artest, and even that he regrets going into the damn stands and whatnot. But I feel with fans getting more and more, with fans being this kind of bold, you can't sit there and expect that every time something like this happens. I firmly believe there may be another Malice in the Palace situation. Maybe not anytime soon, but I feel something like that may happen again. I'm just saying, with the way fans are acting and the way people are, you can't look at yourself as untouchable. Just like you can't be doing that to players, man. You can't be doing that to players, just like you don't want players throwing stuff at you or nothing, like disrespecting you or anything like that. But I'm pretty sure the idiot got had coming to him. I believe he's probably rotten. He was rotting in the damn cell for the night or whatever, and got banned from the stadium and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, keep your hands to yourself. Don't throw nothing at nobody. Don't throw nothing, or don't act with malice intent unless you're looking to get some malice intent in return. But yeah, Yankees won that game. It was like, whatever. I mean, they called it and all that. And it's Sunday Night Baseball, so hopefully Red Sox lights a fire under them and have them play even better. But I mean, it was at least it's a rare time that Yankees and Red Sox fans come together in terms of that, because it's bigger than baseball. You don't do stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, baseball's a beautiful, beautiful game. And I don't know, man. It's weird There's a lot of weird stuff going on right now. At least in terms of being able to rely on sports to kind of just like get away from stuff, you know. And I feel everybody has that sort of escape in terms of whatever you find just as your way to get away. For me, it's sports, obviously, among other things. But it's at least nice to just enjoy yourself for a few hours. But hey, man, I'm just glad my teams are doing well. It looks like the Celtics are going to be doing okay. The Red Sox are. Well, I'm having fun watching the Sox right now. But I want to talk about Damien Lillard. Damien Lillard, I know he said that he plans on suiting up for the Trailblazers this upcoming season, and he was talking about urgency within the organization. And quite honestly, in terms of urgency for that team, that kind of just makes me believe that he's gone. I don't think, maybe they're trying to keep it quiet, or maybe I just don't believe that he stays. I guess at the latest he gets traded at the deadline next year, but I don't think they would want to wait that long. Especially if you really don't have if you have plans to trade him now anyway. But at least he's saying that he wants to give it another go. But I would say, why wait, you know? Because there's not a whole lot they can really do unless they move CJ. And I know people have been saying New York is a destination, and people are saying some of these other places. And in terms of seeing Damian Lillard in Boston, like, the only way I could see that happening is what I said before, is if he kind of just says, I want to go to Boston. But my thing is, I don't believe that Damian Lillard would be able to come here without giving up somebody like a Jaylen Brown. And I guess seeing him in New York would be cool. And I believe the Warriors have been inquiring about Damian Lillard, actually, which I find it weird, but I mean, hey, man, yeah, I don't know. Seeing him anywhere other than a Trailblazers jersey would seem just weird at the moment right now. But I mean, I guess the most likely destination for him, if he were to get traded, would be New York. I guess there, depending on Philadelphia's situation. But yeah, I would see him going to a big market. Definitely a big market team. And I would say if he were to go to New York, Melo has to be included in that trade. And I saw people actually talking about that. And I feel that would be something that would just be a nice way to come full circle in terms of Melo's career. And I would like to see him put on the Knicks jersey one more time. Just to kind of, and I'm not even a Knicks fan, but Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players. And we cannot ignore that this dude is definitely one of the greatest scorers of all time. But yeah, Damian Lillard in New York. Thinking about that, I mean, it definitely I wouldn't say make them contenders, depending on how they buff out their roster, but I'd say that would definitely make them legitimate, because that's somebody you can definitely build around and have a championship formula around. And I feel Damian Lillard is kind of, I wouldn't say is hardwired to be able to play in New York. And ain't no way, like, if we were to be in New York, Knicks fans would not be able to mess that up, because you can't mess that up. Ain't no way you can mess that up. But yeah, Damian Lillard to New York. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of fans disrespecting players mid-game or during the game, throwing stuff at players. Let me know what you guys think about Damian Lillard possibly going to New York, and let me know what you guys have for your finals predictions Bucks winning in 6, and Suns winning in 7. Whatever, any hot takes you guys may have, anything like that, be sure to drop them in the comments and all that good stuff, and be able to share this podcast around. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll catch you all next week. Peace.